Simone?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. We are hearing case 24-CR-231, State of Ohio versus David A. Kurtz. Present in court is the defendant, who's accompanied by his attorney, Mr. Chad Mulkey. We were previously here on May 27, 2025. At that time, the defendant withdrew his previously entered plea of not guilty and entered a plea of guilty to count 1, aggravated possession of drugs, a felony of the 5th degree, with a voluntary forfeiture of all contraband and instrumentalities. This matter was referred to the Lake County Adult Probation Department for a pre-sentence investigation and report, as well as for a drug and alcohol evaluation. Those reports have been completed. The state has had an opportunity to review those reports and is ready to proceed with sentencing. There are 79.
We're already at the sentencing stage, which means the defendant has admitted guilt. In Ohio, aggravated possession of drugs as a 5th-degree felony can carry serious consequences, but judges still have flexibility. The big question now is, will this man get prison or a second chance? Stay tuned, because the judge is about to dig deep into this defendant's life choices. Balance scale.
9 days of jail time credit. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Mulkey, any reason not to go forward with sentencing?
No, Your Honor.
Anything you want to say on behalf of your client?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. My client is 47 years old. He lives with his parents at 567 Parkside Boulevard in South Euclid. He desires to return to that address. He helps care for his parents, doing yard work and so forth. In his past, as far as his work history goes, he represents to me that he's done some door dashing. Since his license became invalid, he wasn't able to do that. He tells me that when he gets out of the jail, he would like to work for a company called Royce Security. He understands
This is a classic defense strategy during sentencing. The attorney is highlighting family support, potential employment, and willingness to get treatment. Judges often look at these factors when deciding whether someone deserves probation instead of prison.
would have to get his license back to do that. He indicates further that he just needs to pay a reinstatement fee. I don't know what all he may actually need to do, but he is aware that getting his license back and getting back to work would be beneficial, or getting to work would be beneficial to him, Your Honor. So again, he does indicate that he would like treatment. When I mentioned the jail treatment program to him, he was not resistant to that. He has, I think, a sincere desire to go through any treatment recommended by, any treatment ordered by the court, Your Honor, and he has a lack of significant criminal history. I believe this is his first felony, drug-related, and he doesn't want to have any others, so he'd like those tools to do this now so he doesn't have to go to prison in this future, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Kurtz, you have the right to address this court before your sentence. You can say anything you like. Is there anything you want to say?
Nothing, Your Honor. I would just like to say that I would like another chance to be a good member of society.
This moment is called allocution, when the defendant personally speaks to the judge before sentencing. Sometimes a sincere apology or accountability can influence the outcome. But watch what happens next. The judge isn't going to let that statement slide without some tough questions.
If it's possible.
What is a good member of society?
I mean, like a working and then helping others.
Right, so you've never worked. So
I mean, I was working for DoorDash and Lyft as long as my license was valid. I just have to pay a 40.
I mean, how old are you? 47?
7, yeah. I mean, I worked
in
for
your
this.
employment history that you provided to the probation department, there was nothing. You wrote nothing down. So as far as I'm concerned, you've never worked. So tell me what you do all day long.
I was doing DoorDash and Lyft, but now my parents are 77 and 78 years old, so I do a lot of work around. I do all the work around the house for them, and I have.
So what's your day? What do you do on a day-to-day basis? You wake up. What do you do?
I've been going well, before I got incarcerated, I was doing my meetings and staying sober, and
That's not work. Staying sober is just existing, but you're not drinking or using drugs. What do you do? What do you do when you wake up? Physically, what do you do?
Help my parents out around the house. I do everything around the house for them. Because they're elderly, they can't do anything.
So you do nothing? You don't work?
You can feel the tension building here. The judge is clearly questioning the defendant's credibility and work ethic. In sentencing hearings, honesty matters a lot. If the judge believes someone is being vague or evasive, that can seriously hurt their chances of getting leniency.
No, not at the moment, Your Honor.
Well, when did you work? Why didn't you? You never told probation you worked.
Right, Your Honor.
When you were asked what your employment history was, you wrote none. Nothing, no history. You didn't have a history. Aside from DoorDash, what have you ever done work-wise?
Well, my last job was 2016. I worked for the Indians and the Cavs for 15 years. That was back.
What'd you do for them?
Custodial game day staff. I worked during the game.
Why didn't you write that down in the paperwork?
I don't know. I should have. It was kind of hard for me. I just got these glasses last Friday. They were my reading glasses. I just ordered them on commissary. I couldn't.
No, well, you fill out the other portions of it. Well, the glasses just didn't work on that one section?
No, it was it was hard to see. I had to have it was hard for me to fill out though. I was struggling to fill it out.
When was your license suspended?
Because of this, I got a warrant block of $40.
When was your license suspended?
It was never suspended. It was just because I had a warrant for this case. I have to pay a $40 reinstatement fee, and
why can't you drive right now if it's not suspended?
I can drive if I pay the $40 reinstatement fee, Your Honor.
So you can't drive right now?
No, I can't drive.
Why?
Right now. Because of this case, I had a warrant.
But your license is suspended, right?
I don't know for a warrant block. Yeah, I guess so. But I mean, if I pay the $40 to go to license bureau and pay the $40, they'll reinstate my license. I don't have to do anything.
All this is $40 that you have to pay.
Yes, Your Honor.
Why haven't you done that?
Because I had to come and take care of this case first.
Well, you didn't do that. You didn't come and take care of this case. That'd been nice if you would have done that. You didn't show up for court when you were supposed to, and we had to issue a warrant for you, and I'll go arrest you.
No, I can't. I turned myself in.
All right, months and months later.
Sorry, Your Honor.
Don't use this case as the excuse that you haven't got a license then. I'm still trying to figure out whether you think you have a drug problem or not. Because you told some people you did, you told some people you didn't.
I don't even hang around anybody that does any drug. All I do is be around family now. My kids, I have 8 grandkids, and 6 children, and I got a real good relationship with them, and I help them out a lot too around, so it's I haven't done any drugs in years. So
you're supposed to be honest enough.
You can feel the tension building here. The judge is clearly questioning the defendant's credibility and work ethic. In sentencing hearings, honesty matters a lot. If the judge believes someone is being vague or evasive, that can seriously hurt their chances of getting leniency.
Stop bullshitting us. If I put you on probation, you're going to have to be upfront and honest with them about things. And if you're not, this isn't going to work.
Okay,
you're going to be in prison. And if it's something that you think puts you in a poor light, you still need to be honest about it. And you can't just embellish or exaggerate to make you look like you're the best person in the world. I help my elderly parents. I got all these kids and grandkids that I'm helping out. That takes all my time. That's why I can't do anything else. That's a bunch of crap.
I understand. Yes.
Mr. Mulkey, anything else?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Ms. Himline?
Thank you, Your Honor. Based on the facts and circumstances of the case, the state does recommend that the court impose a sentence of community control sanctions in this case with local jail time. Thank you.
Court considered the pre-sentence report investigation, drug and alcohol evaluation, and considered the facts and circumstances of the offense involved and nature of the offense. I have considered what's been said here in court today. All this is considered in light of the purposes and principles of felony sentencing set forth in 29-29-11. For the factors in 29-29-12, nothing stands out factually indicating the conduct is any more or less serious than what normally constitutes the commission of this offense. As for the recidivism factors, the court finds the defendant does have a history of criminal convictions. He has not responded favorably in the past previously imposed sanctions. There's a drug abuse problem that relates to the offense, and he denied to probation that he had any problem with drugs. I don't believe there's genuine remorse in regards to being involved in this and committing this offense. Other relevant factors indicating recidivism is more likely is that the defendant violated his bond in not showing up to court when he was supposed to. First, when he was arrested and charged in municipal court, he was given a bond there. was bound over, and then after he was indicted, he couldn't be served, and he was gone for about 6 months at that time. And then he finally got arrested, was brought to our court, was arraigned. He continued his bond, even though he had been gone for so long. And he then failed to appear for a change of plea day on February 10th, and then a subsequent trial. Turned himself in 2.5 months later on April 24th. So he violated his bond. Those are all factors indicating recidivism is more likely. Nothing indicates it's less likely. Despite that, the court will find at this time defendant that the prison at this point, based on the nature of the offense, is not consistent with the purposes and principles of sentencing. Defendant's amenable to an available community control sanctions. So I'm going to give you a chance on probation, Mr. Kurtz.
And there's the decision. Despite missed court dates and concerns about honesty, the judge decides not to send him to prison, at least for now. Instead, he's getting probation with strict conditions. But make no mistake, with drug tests, treatment requirements, and the threat of 12 months in prison, one violation could bring him right back in front of this judge.
Thank you.
But again, you need to get your act together, start working, being productive for society like you said you did, you want to be.
Yes.
Get the help you need so you get off drugs. But if you fail to appear and fail to show up, which has been your history in this case,
Yes.
so I hope you can prove me wrong, but I'm
Definitely
very
will.
scared. Let me talk, all right?
Sorry.
I'm very scared that you're not going to do this because you haven't done anything in this case like you're supposed to. But I'm going to give you the chance to prove me wrong. But you need to report to your probation officer when you're supposed to. You need to keep in touch with them. You need to be honest with them. And if they told you you're supposed to do something and you didn't do it, you need to tell them, well, I didn't get it done, instead of BSing them. And then you work on getting it done. I'm going to put you on community control sanctions for a period of 2 years. I'm going to order that you serve the first 125 days in jail. You have credit for 79, so 46 more days. I'm going to order that you immediately enter and successfully complete the jail treatment program. Follow all their aftercare recommendations. Further conditions, then when you get out, you're not to use any drugs or alcohol. You must submit random urine screens. Those screens have to be negative. A positive screen will be a violation. You're not to tamper with your urine samples, bring in fake urine, someone else's urine, anything like that as well. To attend 3 AA meetings a week and have a sponsor. You are to obtain full-time employment, maintain that. So when you get out, you need to start immediately looking for a job. And you need to get a job. You understand that?
Yes, I do.
Working for your folks is not a job.
Okay.
I mean, everybody's got to take care of their parents and help their parents, and everybody does that with a full-time job, all right? That's not a full-time employment. It's not employment.
Right.
That's being a son and helping your parents out when they need it. You only have one doctor and one dentist that could prescribe you medication, one pharmacy where you get prescriptions filled. Probation needs to know who those doctors are. If you have a specialist, that's fine too. They need to know who your doctors are that give you prescriptions. You can only get them from those doctors. You can only fill your prescriptions at one pharmacy. If they sign any releases they need you to sign so they can talk to those doctors if necessary. I want you to obtain a mental health evaluation and follow any recommendations for any type of counseling or treatment or whatever they think would be helpful for you in that regard. You understand that?
Yes, I do.
You need to do that as soon as you get out as well.
Okay.
Pay court costs and supervision fees. Kaylee, anything else that we should think about here?
Your Honor, I just wanted to be sure. You said JCP, ASAP, so you could be released after completion?
No, I only did 45 days, so
Right.
to get in, you can get in the next couple of weeks, just so it works out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Nothing further. Thank
All right.
you, Your Honor.
I just didn't do the 60, but 45, so that he can wait to whatever it is here, a week or two to get in and get in after that.
No, I understand.
Anything else? Okay.
No, Your Honor, thank
So,
you.
Mr. Kurtz, you understand the conditions of your probation?
Yes, I do.
Any questions for me?
No, thank
You're
you.
going to show up to probation?
Definitely will, yes.
All right. That's a condition also. You need to report as directed.
Yeah.
And the reporting means you physically go there. You don't pick up a phone and call. I mean, you have to go there.
Okay. Yes, I do.
I need to advise you, if you fail to comply with any of these conditions and the rules of probation, if you leave Ohio without permission from this court, or if you commit another crime while you're on probation, a motion to terminate your community control sanctions will be filed. If it's found that you violated, I could extend your probation up to 5 years. I could impose more restrictive sanctions against you, or I could terminate your probation and send you to prison. And if I did that, it would be 12 months in prison. So that's what's hanging over your head. You understand that?
Yep.
And that would be consecutive to any other sentence you may be serving at that time, or that you're being sentenced to for some new case if that happened at that time. You understand that?
Yes, I do.
All right. Ms. Himmeline, is there anything else for the record?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Mulkey?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.